Doing some of these things that I'm going to share with you have given me so much time and freedom than ever before in my business. When I first started out, right, I was doing website designs and I was doing everything myself. It was very stressful. Everybody knows that it feels good when you get those invoices paid and you're getting clients coming in. But then there's always like a moment of, damn, I have to deliver this work. Obviously, you already know you have to deliver this work. But when you have set it up where you are the only person in your business and you're not getting any extra help, or you're not using some of the tools that I'm going to talk to you about, like, it really hits you like, whoa. I was doing everything from like the designing, the copywriting, actually putting it in the website, sometimes taking the pictures or the videos that goes on the website. I was stressed out. Needless to say, I was a little stressed. I remember I had to write down this affirmation. Like, this is how stressed I was. You see all these affirmations I have behind me? There was a point where I had this affirmation where I would say to myself, I have a lot of time. I had a lot of time. And when I said that, it allowed me to calm down, because I got in this habit of like trying to do everything now, trying to get more things done, trying to pile a whole bunch of things within one sitting. And even when there was a little bit of downtime, I never felt that within myself, because I had created a situation where I constantly was doing something, or my time was filled with something. And so I really needed that affirmation, and it helped. I remember I was a part of this 52 Principles to Wealth call. It's hosted by the Alchemist Nation community. They still do it. So basically there's a whole bunch of successful people that get on a call and they talk about the principles to wealth, some of the things that they use to help grow their business, to grow in real estate and other things. And one of the things that I learned, and I was so grateful that I learned this pretty like within months of running my business, is that you don't have to stress yourself out. You don't have to do things that you don't like. You don't have to do things that you're not good at. There are like, there's a caveat to that, because there's some things that are requirements that you must overcome. But certain things, especially when it comes on to implementing things in your business, you don't have to be the one to do it. And I remember when I got on the call and Walter was leading the call. He's one of my good friends. And Walter was just like, find someone to outsource the things that you don't like to do or don't want to do. And having this idea about entrepreneurship at the time, where I felt like I had to go through the grind, the hustle, the hard work, it was very refreshing to hear that perspective, that I don't have to be out here suffering and struggling through my journey. And he was like, go on Fiverr, go on Upwork, like seek out freelancers. And that's exactly what I did. I remember I had this project. It was like over $2,000 at the time. So I felt like I had to over deliver. I had to overwork, because they're paying me all this money, right? Because I really just didn't value my time at the time. So I felt like I had to put in more effort because they were paying me more money. And after hearing that lesson from Walter, I remember going on, Fiverr and reaching out to a few friends also, and just getting other people to help me. So I was using some of that money to get help. And when I tell you, the relief and the pressure would come off of my back, it was like nothing I've ever experienced, at least within those, few months of doing business. So I got addicted. I got addicted to respecting my time, to valuing my flexibility, and just having some freedom in my day. And since then, I've been able to learn how to create and structure my business in a way that gives me more and more and more of that. So I'm going to share some of that with you today, because I know the struggle, and I feel like it might help some people. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing that you're going to want to do is start to get into like a remote work type of structure. So you want to do business, offer services that actually allow you to work from over the internet. So all you need is an internet connection or a phone and a laptop, and you want to provide services that allow you to do that. I know that there are some services like photography, for example, that you will have to be in person, but you can start to get creative by creating extra projects or or just like products or services that don't require you to be in person all the time. So one way that you can do it is by offering maybe a lower ticket, like a digital product, or selling stock photography, things like that. What you can also do is to start to reach out to other people in areas and contract those people to do the work for you. So if you're not physically in the area, at least you can reach out to a photographer or someone else in the area that could do the business for you, and you take a cut. Or what you can do is to just limit the time. So if there is something that you have to be in person for, no problem, but just limit that time so that you're not doing those types of projects on retainer, because that is just going to soak up all your time, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur. So I'm specifically talking to people that are the only person working in their business. If you have other people on your team, then of course you're going to leverage those people on your team to be able to deliver if that's the type of project that you've been given. The next thing is to outsource, which is exactly what Walter told us to do, and I did it, and that's one of the first things that helped me to be able to free up my time. So get comfortable paying people. Paying people is actually a really freeing and fun thing to do, to be able to do, to be in the position to bring opportunity to others. You have to kind of consider it like that, like, oh my gosh, I'm able to put my friend on, I'm able to help someone else get paid. It's actually a very fun thing to be able to do. So you want to create that mindset when it comes on to paying people. I've heard this said recently by Coach Stormy Wellington, where she was just like, I do not want to be paid 100% of the revenue or the profits in anything, right? Because I do not want 100% of the responsibility. So when you think about everything that is involved, from the marketing, the implementation, the delivering of the work, just the customer service, the onboarding, like there's a lot that goes on to having a service business in particular. And in splitting up the responsibilities, it means that you have to split up the profits or the revenues or whatever. So get comfortable doing that. The next thing is to create some sort of boundary or expectations from clients where they know exactly when they're going to hear from you, when they could reach out. So for example, let your clients know that, okay, from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, if you want to do it like that, or maybe there's just specific days where they could reach out to you for specific things, because you don't want to completely leave your time and your schedule open for whenever the client want something from you. So they should know exactly like when things or how long things are going to take. They should know exactly when are the times that they can reach out to you, so that there are clear expectations and there's no frustrations in that process when, I don't know, they reach out to you and maybe they don't get you, or they hit you at a time that you're not available and maybe you feel this pressure to have to get back to them or deliver the thing within a certain amount of time. Another thing, just to piggy off of that one, is that you don't have to respond to everything right away. Like if you're doing something and you're part of, you're in the middle of another project or task, don't get in the habit of responding to every text, every email, or every phone call as soon as you get it. That's another way of respecting your time, of understanding that certain things are priorities, because sometimes clients will come and they have like emergencies, right? So they want something to get done right now, or they want a tweak, they want to change. Maybe they said they wanted something, but they ended up changing their mind. So you want to kind of create this expectation from people that not because you call me now doesn't mean that you're going to get me now, right? So they have to understand that your time is valuable. You might be caught up with something else, or maybe you really just value your free time. Don't allow people to interrupt that simply because they want something from you right now, okay? But then again, that comes with setting the expectation from the get-go. These are the times that you can reach out to me. This is when the thing will be delivered. This is the time frame that I typically take to get things done. The next thing, like this one is gold. This one is gold. Guys, make sure you have a premium value offer, meaning that you're charging something that is over $1,000. Even $1,000 for some things might be too low. As you grow in your business, like I've had to increase what I consider a premium value, and that number has gone up from $1,000. You want to have a premium value offer because it gives you more flexibility. So at least it alleviates this pressure of always having to find new people, to do more work, to get new people in the business, because you have a product that is allowing you to live off of for longer. Another thing is to know what types of projects you will do and you will not do. So there are certain types of work, once again, that intrinsically take up your time. So even if these are remote positions, there are certain types of work based on maybe your skill set or whatever it is, that's going to take you a lot more time to get done. So I would say stop doing those projects, or find someone else that could do it, like outsourcing or contracting someone else, or charge so much for that project that it offsets like the negative side of it taking up your time. So I've heard coaches say that they charge $25,000 for consultations, right? Simply because they don't necessarily like one-on-one consultations, and in order for them to do it, someone has to pay them like $25,000 for them to get it done. Another thing that you have to do on the client side is to set like very clear and specific boundaries, or I don't know, definitions on the scope of the project and the deliverables for the projects. Sometimes when you're working with people, you've heard of the term like scope creep. It means that people are more and more, they're asking you for more things, they're extending the time for you to deliver something, and something that you could have finished within a week ends up taking maybe a year, maybe a few months. The way that you offset that is to create very specific like terms, like this is exactly when the project will be finished, this is exactly what I'm doing, this is exactly what I'm delivering for you, and nothing more. So once you define it for them, then they're not going to ask you for more stuff, because they understand that that's outside of what you've originally committed to. And so they might have to pay, or they might have to go somewhere else to get that done. So those are some of the things that I do. If there's anything else that comes up, I'll create a second video, but those are like the foundational things that I do to structure my business that really just gives me the ability to travel whenever I have to take a break whenever I have to pick up a new project or not pick it up whenever I feel like it. It really just gives me genuine just control over my time.